Okay, so now we want to add the JavaScript for this project. And before we do anything, I just want to add the event listener and show you how we get these actual properties like key, key code, and code. So let's take the window, which is the top level object in the browser, and we're going to add an event listener onto that. And the event we want to listen for is a key down, which is a keyboard event, and we pass in a function as a second argument here, and then in this function we can pass in an event object, and then I just want to console log that event object to show you what it gives us. So I'm going to open my console, just reload here, and if I hit the letter A or the key A, you're going to see I get a bunch of properties. And what I want to show you is for one, the code, which is key A. So that value we want to get put in here. And then we also have, if we go down here a little more, we have the actual key, which is A. That's going to go in there. And then we should also have the key code, or sorry, the code. No, code is key A. Where's the key code? Here it is, it's right underneath. So key code is 65. Now if I hit another key like Q, that's going to give me another, whoops, I got to go up here and hit it. So here you can see I get the key of Q, the code is key Q, and the key code is 81. So we want that stuff to be put in these boxes, which is going to be pretty easy. And then actually one more thing I want to show you. If I hit space, the actual key is, so the code is space, but the actual key is just an empty string. So I just want to do a simple check to see if the key is equal to an empty string. If it is, then we'll go ahead and just put the word space in there, because I don't want it to just be blank. So what we'll do is, first of all, bring in insert. So document.getElementById, and we want to bring in the ID of insert, and let's get rid of that, and we're going to take insert and say inner HTML, because that's how we can insert HTML. And make sure you use backticks here so that we can put dynamic values in here. Now I'm going to copy from index.html the 3 divs with the class of key, not the last one with just the text, but these 3 here. I'm going to cut them, not copy them, because we don't want those in there initially. And save, and now you're only going to see this one box. So in this inner HTML value, in this template literal, I'm going to paste this in, but I want to change these are basically just hard-coded, this A right here. I want to change that to the key, which we can get from e.key. Now remember, this is going to be just an empty string if it's space. So what I'll do is just do a quick check. We'll say if e.key is equal to just an empty string, then let's put out space, else let's put out whatever the key is, so e.key. And this is just a ternary, it's just a shorthand conditional. Whatever you're testing goes here, which in our case, testing to see if e.key equals an empty string. This is basically, then. So if this, then put out space, else. So this represents else, then just whatever the key is. Okay, and then down here we have our key code. So let's say, and this syntax is just, a template literal, a money sign, and curly braces. As long as you're in backticks and not quotes, then you can use this syntax. So we want to take the E object or the event object, and let's say dot key code. Okay, now there's a line through it in VS Code because it is deprecated, but it will still show up, it will still work. If you're watching this in the future and it doesn't work, then you can just get rid of this block if you want and just show the code. So for this last one here, let's say e.code. Actually, since we put event here, let's just change, because this can be absolutely anything you want. We'll change this to event, and that way, I don't know, just because we used event there, doesn't really matter, but so event.key, when you see other people's code, you might see E, you might see event, you might see EV. That's also pretty common. So now I'm going to save this, and if I go over here and I hit enter, you can see that the key I hit is enter, the key code is 13, and the code is enter. If I hit A, we're going to get A, 65, key A. If I hit 3, 51, digit 3. Okay, so it's working. If we hit space, we're going to see space here because of this check we did here. Otherwise, it would just be an empty string, so it would just be empty, and we don't want that. Okay, there's a back quote, caps lock, shift. So any key you hit, it's going to give you the key code and the code. All right, so I know this is a really simple project, but it's nice to just get going, and it can also be useful if you need the code for something, if you're building a game or whatever it might be. All right, so thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next project.